All right, so let's talk about, just arrived at the campsite, and what I'm gonna try to do is I'm not gonna try to do. All right, so I'm at the campsite right now, and I'm ready to disconnect the truck from the trailer. And so here's how I do it. I'm gonna go grab a couple tools. I'm gonna grab this tool. I'm gonna grab the block, and you're gonna need the keys. That's all you really need. And the block is gonna go right underneath in the same direction that this foot is, right underneath it. And I'm gonna take my tool here, and my keys, and I'm going to use the key that goes to the, it looks like that. I'm gonna go ahead and just back this off. I like to disconnect this first because sometimes when you forget this step, you're like working against yourself and you're wondering why it's not working. Okay, that's the last thing I need for my keys. Please keep these parts together so that you can, reuse them. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna disconnect the, I do not have the parking brake on the truck. I've got the wheels chalked, because we talked about that before, the chalked on the trailer. So you just basically have the yellow blocks there, and you're gonna go ahead now and start at the truck, disconnecting parts, and we're gonna move backwards towards the trailer. So first thing, safety chain. Don't need that safety chain. You'll get used to it when you press it with your thumb. Also depends on the truck. When you can't see it, it's harder. But there we go. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the 7-pin. I like to wrap this thing around and back down. Okay. Now the truck is just connected here, and obviously with our assembly here. So the next part I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pop the safety chains. The sway protection. Put that cotter pin back in. Lift it over the side. Do the other one. Put the pin back in. Over the side. Those are good to go. So now what I want to do is I want to raise the trailer up so that I can release the pressure that's on these sways. So I'm going to go righty-tighty until this thing comes up and this starts to loosen. Now if I can see it loosen, that's a good sign. Go fast or slow, doesn't matter, it's easy to do. Now I'm putting pressure on it. Easy to put the torque on there. You don't need two hands for this, but I'm just gonna keep moving. I'll start watching that thing move a little bit. I can really start to feel it right here. And I'm sure you can see it in the video, that now I'm creating a peak here. That's gonna take the pressure off this. How do I know that the pressure's off? I take this bar here, this little tool, gotta have the tool, and I'm gonna place it like that. Now, it's like a lever, and you can see I can easily lift this off. Keep your hands out of the way from here, just because depending on if you don't give it enough height, you're gonna be working with, thousands of pounds. And so what I'm gonna do is, it makes a little noise. I'm just gonna pop it off until it gets above that line. And I'm gonna use the little catch here, and I'm gonna pull towards me. So important that I do not disconnect the pins up here, because I don't want the bar to fall down. So that's why I went from safety chains to 7-pin. I did this one first, and then I came back here and took off this part, because the last thing I'm gonna do is take the bars off. But watch what happens when I pull. Makes a little noise because it cleared that bar, but now I can get my hand on this thing and take the pin and hold it at the same time, and then wiggle the bar out. That's one side. Put this pin back in. That way you don't lose the pins. Let's go to the other side, grab your tool. Careful you don't dent your car. This tool will definitely dent your car. And then remember, I'm gonna use that same lever. So I'm going like this. It's rounded for a reason. This one, there's a little bit more weight on this side. I can feel it because the trailer's turned. So it'll be a little bit harder, but not that hard. There you go. Make a little noise when I pull it. There we go. And then this one had the breakaway. So we want to make sure that we wrap this guy again. We don't want to ever pull on that at all, okay? So wrap on it, and then I'm going to pull the pin. while holding underneath the pole. Let the pole loosen, put the pin back in. I should have 4 cotter pins, 2 on the receiver here and 2 on the trailer. So now that is out of the way. Okay, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower the trailer because I gotta get this part to lift up. This is the lock, or else this trailer's not gonna be disconnected. But I can't do it when there's a lot of pressure. So I gotta get this thing back down. So we went from down to up, released the bars. Now I'm going back down to release the lock. And you can start to feel it when it gets real easy. You'll know when you can lift this thing up. I still can't lift it up, that I can now. So I lift up, there we go. And now I know it's because I can move, like there's not a lot of weight on that block. So now it allows this mechanism to unlock. Now, a little trick. This is unlocked, but this is kind of a cup, and the ball, think of it like your shoulder. As you're moving it, the ball is still gonna lift up when I go back up. So I'm gonna go up for the second time, okay? So, righty-tighty. It's a good workout too. So righty-tighty. This is why you do not set your parking brake on your tow vehicle. I'm starting to feel it. I'm gonna get it up a little bit. Watch what I do. I get it, I can feel it lifting. Notice it's kind of peaked again. I'm gonna put weight on the back of my car and it'll pop. See that? And then if you do a little balancing act, you can lift it right off. And I just need to make sure that I can get out of that cup there. So all you gotta do now is make sure that this is high enough to clear so you don't pull the trailer when you're pulling your tow vehicle away. And as soon as it goes away, you go back down for the second time. And that's because you're gonna use these levels to find the level for your trailer. So again, we went from where it was camping, we went up, disconnected what was on the truck to it. We then did the back of the sway bars because it was a peaked, so it lifted the pressure off. And then we took the bars off, we lowered it back down so we could take this lock off. Then we lifted it back up, but then it pulled the truck up. In this case, it's a truck. But then what we did is we just kind of manipulated the truck by pushing down on the suspension, and that released that little ball. And then now we raised the trailer back up to get it to where we clearly can pull away without messing the trailer up. So that's the goal here. So all finished.